Hello there, everybody. How are you doing today? It is the Wednesday. That is what I say. What's up, flipped out? What are you doing? What up?
I'm just sit here untying my shoe and yeah.
Hell yeah. What's up, everybody? We are back, Fandom Collective. Our inconsistency continues to be inconsistent. So, or inconsistency is consistent because we are inconsistent.
It is the most consistent is our inconsistency.
Exactly. Will we get it figured out someday? We shall see. 2021's around the corner. That's kind of our hope.
Tune in random times to find out.
Exactly. I mean, so far, Wednesdays seem to be our better day of the week. So, yeah. What time? It'll change
Around.
when it happens and stuff and things. Exactly. But did you have a good Christmas, Flipster?
Sure did, man. Family is everything to me, and I had my entire family minus the ex-wife. And it was really awesome, man. It was a great time, good food, and Luke Skywalker. Durr.
Oh yeah, good food, good meat. Thank God, let us eat. For a true report.
What was your Christmas like, my friend?
It was all right. The last couple Christmases, we did a little more traveling and saw some more people and stuff. So this time around, we weren't going to do anything anyway. So it was pretty chill. I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the most part.
Oh, good stuff, man. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, great.
Tis all right. It's a little tismy sometimes. By tismy, like it has a little glitchy issues every now and then, which is kind of annoying, but it's all good. And sometimes its internet service isn't the best. Maybe it's mine. Maybe it's Xbox. I don't know. But I don't know. For the most part, though, it's pretty cool. They have this little update thing that during for a short amount of time until January 7th, I think. Yeah. They're having this little festival thingy in the game at your settlement. Really? Because you play as Vikings and you're in England and you're trying to build alliances and stuff, and you can you're trying to get materials to help build your settlement as kind of a side thing while you do your main stuff. And they have a little vendor that brought in some dudes to do drinking contests with, to do archery and fist fighting tournament type of thing with 10 rounds in it. And so just going to be there for a brief amount of time. They'll probably bring it back next year, but that's a short window to do it if you wanted to. And there's a chance to win some other rewards for it. So you get whatever tokens that you win for playing some of the games, and then you can get certain armor or weapons for just a short window of time. And then same with there's this contractor that's a little kid that's part of this huge syndicate around the around everywhere for some reason, and he has little contracts, and if you go kill people or do whatever for the contracts, then you earn these opal things, or some trading thing, and you can get a mount, which in the game you can have a horse, or if you get a certain thing, you can get a wolf or a reindeer or something, a deer as a mount to ride on. And with this, if you get a certain amount, you can get a horse with wings, like a Pegasus kind of. And so when you fall off a cliff or something, you'll survive the fall instead of to go up and get damaged and have your horse die. Whatever. So,
an interesting new way to get perks and benefits and such.
Yeah, and it's just a temporary thing, and then they'll probably they're trying to do some seasonal stuff. So every 3 weeks or every 3 months, I forget what they're doing. They're trying to introduce some new little things to have for a temporary amount of time. And I don't know, it's kind of cool.
It sounds awesome. Yeah. I know sounds like you're enjoying it a lot, man.
Yeah, it's I might make a video at some point talking about it. I mean, there's a lot of things that I enjoy about it, but there's a lot of things that I kind of also want to criticize, but I don't want to do writing up a script. I just kind of want to mark the points down and talk about them because, my God, I take forever to do scripts.
Just a little while.
Yes. What's up, Echo Base? What's up, dude? What's up, guys? Don't know if it's which one at the moment, but what's up? Got Angelus is here for a little bit. What's up, Angelius? Today we're just doing a little stream for a little bit, and if patrons are able to come on in, that's cool. We sent out a link to them if they're free, but it is the middle of the day on a Wednesday, so hard to say. But regardless, we're going to be talking about some Wonder Women's and some Pablo Star Wars series stuff been going around. I'm sure that everybody's heard about all this stuff, so it's not like it's news to anybody. But I don't know. We haven't given our take yet, so why not? Why not start now?
Have you seen? Did you ever get a chance to see it, Rook?
Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
I was going to before our stream, but I had to do some errands, and then by the time I got home, and I had to eat and do some stuff, and then my boss called, so I had no time to look at anything for it, even one of the videos. So I still haven't seen it yet, actually, but I've heard a lot of weird things, like some dude gets raped. Like, does that happen? Like, what?
I mean, you could look at it that way. You could look at it that way.
So what's the scenario? I don't care for spoil. You can spoiler. I don't care. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say I've seen it, but Rook hasn't. So for Rook and anyone who hasn't seen it, spoilers. But yeah, there's sort of a. I mean, there's no rape scene, but so Wonder Woman, her boyfriend is Steve. I can never remember his last name, but the Steve guy that is played by Kirk. I can't remember his name, but anyway, who's the actor that plays Kirk? Oh my god!
He's one of the many. He's Chris, one of the many Chris's.
Yeah,
Chris Pine, playing as what's his face?
Steve something.
Steve something. Steve Rogers? No, of course. Steve Carell? No. Stevie Wonder? No, not quite.
Steve, the love interest. Without an exciting character development, but yeah, so he becomes like alive, but through some other man's body, and you don't even know if this guy, is aware that he's been taken over or possessed by him. So she immediately wants to have sex, and so you've got to understand that if you were that guy and Steve came into your body, and that's technically like a
so it's like he's like sharing his mind essentially.
Right. I'm not sure the other man is aware of it, but I mean, she takes full advantage of the situation. Hashtag he too. Hashtag.
Because this sounds like an episode of Stargate Universe, actually, where there was Stargate Universe was the shittiest of the Stargate series, to be honest. But there's an episode where their ship that they're on is called the Destiny, and it's like on the other side of the universe for whatever reason. And their only way to communicate with people on Earth is through these rock things that also happen to be on Earth from somewhere that they found before. And so whoever touches them, you touch it. If one person on the ship is touching the stone, and then one person on Earth is touching the stone, they can swap bodies. Essentially, their minds will enter into each other's bodies, and they can, they swap for a bit. And so this was a way for people that are trapped on that ship on the other side of the universe to be able to interact on Earth for a bit, but it's like through the other people's body. Now, from what I could tell, it's willing, like it's people that understand the situation and the context of they're going to use your body for a bit, and when they are using yours, you're going to be in theirs as well. So you got to be doing whatever over there too. So it's some weird stuff a little bit, and then there's like a lesbian Marine or something that they went and did it, but I'm like, I don't know, they never blatantly said that. Oh yes, they're totally aware that they're going to be, their bodies are going to be sexed with, even though they're not there. So I'm like, well, that's kind of weird if they weren't ready for what you're going to do with their body. Like, I don't know, but it seemed like they were more legit than what you're describing with Wonder Woman. Sounds like the guy got his body stolen by him and it's being used against his will.
That's exactly the point. So technically you could say it's rape. You could say that.
So wait, what was the cause for Chris or for Steve, whatever, to be in the body in the first place? Is there a reason?
Yeah, it's this floppy MacGuffin plot where there's this stone that grants wishes, and He grants wishes. It's the old genie in a lamp, except you don't get 3, you get 1. And so she didn't realize it was a genie's lamp, the stone, and she's like reading the inscription and somehow realizes you're supposed to make a wish, and so she's like, oh, wishes, and her friend Kirsten Wig is like, oh, do you know what you'd wish for? And she goes, oh, I know exactly what I wish for. And then the wind blows her hair, and you're like, oh, she must have wished for Steve.
They're going to say she wished for a gust of wind.
You could read into it like that for sure, the way it goes. But yeah, so clearly she wished for Steve, and all of a sudden, the scene changes, and she's standing at some party for the museum that she's working at, and she turns around, and this guy that does not look like Steve walks up to her and says, "Hey, Diana," and she's like, "Not now," like very, very much the way if I walked up to a woman that beautiful, the way I would be treated.
Right? They go, "Nope, pass."
Yeah, exactly. And so he says something, "I've always got time for you," or something, which was the last thing he said before he died in the previous movie.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, "Who are you? Where did you learn to say that?" or whatever. And next thing you know, you all you're seeing is the actor that's been taken over. They kind of do a little turn with the camera, and suddenly it's Chris Pine. And apparently that's the way she sees him. But everyone else sees this other guy who used to be on The Bold and the Beautiful and Hallmark Channel. Whatever his name was. I'm really bad with names, so don't even try. But apparently everyone sees that guy, but she sees Steve. The next thing you know, they're in bed together, and, she takes advantage of him.
Does this guy even exist, or did this body just appear and then he somehow takes it over? Like,
no, it's a guy with a life living in the same apartment complex. Apparently,
like his girlfriend or friends don't ever come by. Hey, what the hell? What?
That would have been a very funny thing to do. You could probably
you're shagging it with a Wonder Woman, bro. Hell yeah, nice.
Whoa, man!
Break it to is your girlfriend jealous or what?
Dude, hang 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she's like, he's like just some dude whose like life got wasted for however long he was taken over, possessed. And so I liken it to like if you went to a bar and you drugged a girl or something with a roofie, and you took her home, took advantage of how she was, and then just dropped her back off at her own house and tried to pretend like it never happened. That's what happened to him. The guy that
imagine if you got knocked out, and while you were blacked out, you spent days with Gal Gadot, and you woke up and you think you just didn't do anything. You don't remember. It's like, what?
I feel so raped.
Well, it'd be like, oh man, what?
It's not how beautiful she was. It's what she took advantage of. She stole that from me, Rook.
I can't get it back.
Never.
Oh, that's funny. So that's okay. I guess other than that aside, what would you say about the film? I guess
I'll never be the same. I was raped.
What the hell?
That's my little doodad I got from the kids. It's a voice changer.
Okay, I could tell, but I was like, okay, demon flip. All right, hello, possessed child.
All right, sorry.
Nice.
But the rest of the movie, man, I guess okay. So I've watched The Critical Drinker. Did you watch any reviews?
I didn't have a chance to yet, but yeah, I plan to watch his at some point.
Okay, so I watched his review. I watched who else? Clownfish TV. I've watched quite a few reviews actually, and those two stand out in my mind. And I did watch it without having seen the movie, and the spoilers were spoiler reviews, and I was okay with that because I hadn't necessarily heard enough about the movie to make me want to go see it or buy HBO Max or anything. By the way, I did not pay for this movie. But nothing really made me want to. And so I watched the reviews with spoilers. Knowing that, I'll tell you what I thought of the spoiler reviews first. So the spoiler reviews basically were saying that Wonder Woman is slow. It takes a long time, not enough action. They picked on, of course, the rape scenario. They picked on the fight scenes with the Catwoman. I can't even remember the name. Leopard Lady, Cheetah Chick, whatever.
Yeah.
They picked on the actual plot of the movie as well. Being like a stone that's a wishing stone and all that, and that they said that this was already done in Bruce Almighty, where everything goes out of control, and then all of a sudden you have to fix it somehow. And
well, that's kind of a common trope in lots of movies, to be honest.
I agree. You could find that in a couple of different movies, even some as far back as Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, it depends on how it's executed, I suppose, to determine its quality. But by virtue of it being one of those, I wouldn't say it's a problem. Kind of like with Avatar, how it's, you know, Pocahontas and whatever, Dancing with the Wolves. It's like, well, that's fine. It depends on how well they do it, which, you know, that's where that comes in.
Exactly. If it's done right, it's okay, you know. And I'm okay with tropes. It really doesn't matter if it's done well. And here's the thing. There were some valid arguments and some valid criticisms of the movie. I wouldn't score it as low as like a 3 or a 5, or if you were going with like a letter system, like a C- or something. I watched it with my daughter, and it's funny. I liked it a little bit better than she did. And she's 14. You know, I thought, okay, I'm going to get a really good outlook of this movie by having my young daughter with me. You know, strong woman time. And I got to say, it was something to watch for, you know, 2.5 hours. It was a little lengthy. It was a little slow. And there was one thing that really stuck out, Rug, and that's how she was, whenever you wish for something in this movie, in this universe, apparently it takes something from you. So in order for Wonder Woman to have have Steve back, she has to lose her powers. And what's weird about it is she doesn't really lose her powers. They just kind of get dull. Like if you're like the smartest guy in the room, but you didn't get enough sleep, kind of dull. You know,
so like instead of being able to lift like a plane, she could lift a train.
Something like that. Like, okay, so she gets shot with like 20 bullets, but one of them actually pierces her skin. And you're like, oh no, Wonder Woman's been hurt. But then somehow she manages to throw a freaking tank up in the air. And yes, I understand the physics behind what happened there. I'm just saying.
That could be fine. Like a glass cannon kind of thing, where it's like, that's kind of what Scarlet Witch is, where she's like mega duper super mega powerful, but you know, she could get taken out by a bullet.
Right. Well, could she? Scarlet Witch?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, even Hawkeye, he damaged her. Like, he damaged her himself. Like, and she's like messing up the Hulk and stuff, and like, you know, was pounded on Thanos and all that, and Vision. But like, Hawkeye's damaged her before.
Oh, well, I guess if you could get through the magic, sure, that makes sense to me.
Well, I guess it's more like if you like, I guess the term of a glass cannon, like it's so powerful, but it's also kind of defenseless in the terms of if it can be killed in normal enough means that, you know, it's not invulnerable either. It's very powerful, or like, you know, or maybe I have the strongest punch on the planet, but if you punch me, I'm fucked.
That makes sense. A glass cannon. You know, one of the criticisms my daughter had while we were watching it, and I did not tell her any of the reviews that I'd watched. I didn't say anything. I just said, let's watch this. You're going to, you know, have a good time sitting here with me. And so it's got to this point early in the movie, maybe the first 30 minutes, and they keep showing Steve's watch on Diana's, you know, nightstand or whatever the hell it was. And then they show it again, another scene, and then they show it again and again. And my daughter goes, what the hell's up with that effing watch? I was like, right? They keep showing it. She goes, okay, we get it. Steve's coming back. And I was like, all right. Well, everyone's seen the trailer, even her. But I thought that was an interesting criticism I hadn't heard from anyone else, that Patty Jenkins, as a directing style, decided not to just show you once. Like, that's not enough. Not twice, but 4 times they show this watch. Like, you know.
It's important.
Oh, God, right?
Remember, it's important. It's coming up soon. You'll see. Right.
Angelus, hey, man. And by the way, hey, FANZCENE, I saw you, man. And I missed that last
German Trekkie as well. And General Zod was here, too.
Hey, Zod. Yeah. I saw that, you know, some of her powers, like I said, they just seemed dull to me because she could still sort of fly, but then she couldn't. And that was another thing that both Critical Drinker and Clownfish TV brought up. Like, so she learns to fly later in the Justice League era, but in this movie she learned to fly also. So
wait, she can fly?
Yeah,
I didn't think that was one of her powers, really.
Oh, it is now, man. And
wait,
Was it at the end of the original Wonder Woman? I can't remember. It was.
Well, I thought she just kind of jumped up kind of high.
Yeah, like a flea on the moon or something.
Like you can jump up a lot. Like yeah, she's got jumping, but then she'll fall essentially. Not I never really took it as she could fly. That's kind of weird. Does she fly in other stuff, guys? In the chat, does that happen? I thought she was just kind of like super strong. Therefore, if she jumps, it's almost like she's flying or some shit.
Which was originally what Superman, back in the original comic days of Action Comics, he would just jump straight up, and he was like he could jump really high. He couldn't fly, but yeah, that's what I thought about Wonder Woman 2. But apparently, no, she could fly. And then in this movie, they really take it to another level where she's definitely flying, but it's really awkward because at this one point she's flying and she puts her fist down by her chest and her other hand extended straight out like Superman.
Yeah.
But she kind of does it like she's looking at her fist or whatever, or glances down like, oh, I can do this. And it's really awkward. It just, to me, anyway, it was awkward to me. But, as a superhero movie goes, and it being a sequel, they really missed the mark, for sure. They really did. And it's too bad because it could have been done right. It really could have. The main bad guy, which is Pedro Pascal, he comes off like he's out of the loony bin from the first moment you see him. Very excited, can't calm down, like he's on crack or meth.
Yeah.
From the moment you see him all the way to the end, it's just the strangest acting I've ever seen for him, for sure, but for anybody really. It's a weird job he does. The facial expressions are really intense, man. I don't know. I wish you'd had a chance to see it, but anybody else? Is there any in the chat? Is there anything else that you guys that I'm not bringing up that you guys had a problem with? I'm curious to know. Overall, the movie was something to do for 2.5 hours. But hey, Disney says it's done the best in the pandemic era as far as releasing to the theaters. It made a whole $16 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I could say that's impressive, but I mean, I guess with limited, I mean, I guess that's good.
Yeah, there's some sort of ad.
How do they qualify that?
They said it was an ad, or not an ad. It was an article. It was like Wonder Woman breaks pandemic record for best movie or highest ticket sales in the pandemic era.
Well, so that is theater sales specifically.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, that's good. That's actually really good.
Yeah, they only spent like $200 million on it, so I think they got a good 4% back.
I mean, I guess it's like, oh, I'm in debt, $1 million. Oh, here's like $200 for you. Oh,
yeah, put that.
Great.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
And now they're already talking about doing a third one. Oh, wait. Let me address Angelus. So yeah, I didn't like that either. She says goodbye to Steve. She ultimately realizes, and I'm going to go into this, Angelus, but she ultimately realizes she has to renounce her wish and let go of Steve to get her powers back.
You can unwish it.
Yeah, I thought that was really weak sauce, man.
How many people? Is there a time limit on the wish, or is there like if 20 people each held the stone, they each get their own one wish? How does this work? Is this created by a being, or an alien, or a god, or a scientist? Who made this thing? What is this MacGuffin? Okay, they don't need to go. They don't need super details on it, but it sounds really weird to have any specifics. How do they find out that she can unwish it? Does it say it in a book?
No, and they had a moment where they could have done this. So they go to this guy that this lady, Kristen Wiig, cat lady, learns about.
Cheetah, I think is the villain name.
My bad. But so they go to this guy because she finds him, because they're friends at first, and like this expert on Mayan culture, and he has this book from like 1,000 years ago, and that's when they could have done it, because Diana gets a hold of the book and she's reading through it, and she puts her hand on her mouth like, oh my God. And that's where they learn the definitive situation that this was created by God, and that it's a trick, and that if you wish something, it takes something away from you. They never, as far as I can remember, I just saw this last night, they never said anything about that you can renounce your wish. Now, I don't know if I'm remembering that right, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. So I could be wrong. I did kind of doze off around that spot.
I guess my question would more be, what makes the wish happen? Like, what? It sounds ridiculous coming from a, whatever it is anyway. But it's like, I don't know, when it's in a Harry Potter world. Okay, I don't even know anymore, because when it comes to magic, things can just materialize into existence, apparently.
Pretty much.
And so, how does somebody just make a dead being put his consciousness into a living being, and why does it work that way? Why not as it is? Or I assumed it would be like, oh, it brings him back temporarily, like he's only back for like a day. Like that'd be something, I guess, maybe. By the way, what's up, Angelus?
Hey, not much. So what I gathered from the thing with that grants wishes is, I forget the dude's name, but Pedro Pascal's character wishes that he becomes the stone. So he becomes a stone, and they go into the office, and she picks it up, and you can see ancient texts on it, and she kind of like does a step back thing, and and she says something about the gods. So I'm assuming that the wishing stone is a artifact of powerful gods or something, but they don't really go into detail about it. It's just kind of like little one-off things here where they kind of explain stuff or try to explain things.
Sort of, yeah.
Well, I mean, because she's from like a god line, right? Mm-hmm. But they're basically, aren't the gods in DC kind of like, I don't know, I'd say somewhat alien, I guess, but I'm kind of confused on the DC version of stuff.
I don't know much. I'm more Marvel than I am DC, but
because I mean, it's weird trying to make sense of something, but when they establish stuff and make rules for stuff, and then you don't know what the hell's happening, even when they establish rules, then something's gone wrong here.
And then when they go to that guy, they I'm pretty sure they mentioned that they had to denounce their wishes to things, because he mentions this place almost got wiped off the face of the earth, basically, because of them granting all these wishes. So he ended up relinquishing the power or whatever.
Well, no, he said he would. He said if they had relinquished.
Oh, if they had, yeah. So I think that's where they got the idea to just relinquish their wishes or whatever. But yeah. It's very shoddy.
It sounds like the guy who made the stone. It's like, okay, so I'm gonna make the stone that grants wishes. Then somebody's like, well, okay, but how do you make sure that happens? Oh, I don't know. Well, maybe it's a little easier for people. Okay, so you can grant wishes, and something gets taken away from them. Like what? Like a person? Like a piece of clothing? Like what? How do you determine what happens with that? And then they're like, okay, no. So, okay, they can renounce their wishes. What if everybody renounces their wishes? Okay, so if everybody renounces their wishes, then like something bad happens. Well, like what? It's like, I don't know, they all die. Well, that's kind of weird. No, the whole place gets destroyed around them. Well, that's kind of irrelevant to anything. And what happens? Does the stone get destroyed? Well, it's invulnerable. What the hell is this thing you're trying to make?
Yeah,
I'm trying to walk through this rules. It sounds.
I felt like the movie had a good elements, but they were just terribly executed. And she didn't necessarily. At least I didn't think she flew. She used her lasso to like latch onto like buildings, and then she used a plane.
Latches onto buildings. Wait, hold on.
Well, wait. Right after she says goodbye to Steve, she literally learns how to fly.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
Hold on. Lassos onto buildings.
Yes, she lassoed onto like Big Ben or one of those and used it to like pull herself. Because in the beginning of the movie, there's a bunch of Amazonians, and they're going through these games, and they show them using their whips or their ropes as like whips. And one of them uses
it's just one rope at a time.
Well, each person, she keeps hold of the rope, and she uses it and whips it and grabs onto something and uses it to pull herself up because she's super strong. So she just pulls herself and goes flying through the air. But in the beginning, they show Amazonians using it and using like grabbing onto a spear and using the spear to like latch into something, and they pull themselves up like in the very beginning of the movie.
I guess I'm trying to. I'm sorry,
but they don't really like. They just do that little one-off. Like if you miss that part, you're not going to be like, oh well, that's why she can do that.
Well, I guess it's
like they don't explain any of it.
Like when they swing forward, what are they doing next? Because the lasso, if it's latched on to something else, how does it just get unlatched?
Do they use the thing to unlatch it?
It just
I guess they pull up to unlatch. I guess I don't know.
But they're just going forward, not upward. Technically, I mean maybe a little bit, but like Spider-Man has to get new webs every time.
That's basically what it reminded me of, like Spider-Man, where he like shoots webs. And you don't see what they're hitting.
He's not using this, but he's not using the same web. He's using new webs.
I know, but in this case, it's her using her lasso of truth or whatever.
Yeah, but does the lasso of truth multiply to? Like,
it doesn't, because she holds on to the same one, but apparently it like extends. Or at least that's the vibe that I got towards the end, where it was like waving all over the place as she was latching on to Pedro Pascal to try to get him to make everybody relinquish their wishes.
I can believe that more than it, like, I don't know, swinging and say lightning bolts.
Yeah. She usually like did the same thing with like they did with the spears in the beginning, but instead of a spear, her latching onto, she latched on to lightning bolts, and then let go of the first lightning bolt, and then grabbed another one and was using that to propel herself in the air.
Okay, I'm sorry if I'm spending a while.
You've actually got the Lasso of Truth has multiple brand new powers.
I was about to say this thing could do like 50 things.
Oh man, a little VIDS in Black Panther, that can do everything and anything.
It can extend. It can. It's super durable.
It can show you the truth now too.
Yeah, it can show you
the truth.
What?
You can show you a little film of the past.
I can show you a film. What? It's a portable phone now. I'll call them up with my lasso. I'll text them. Like, don't worry.
I'll lasso you the video.
That's funny. No, I'm sorry if I'm taking a while on this. It's just kind of funny walking through it, because it's just like, okay, I'm actually okay if it can do stuff like that, but more like lead up to it. After this would be something to reveal by like the second act of the third movie, but that you've been building up to this magical stuff of some kind with some type of something to go, oh, if you get to these points, something will happen. You can want to upgrade your lasso from the last movie, have a new one. It can do some more shit. I'd kind of be more okay, whatever. But like, it just sounds like, hey, this pen in my pocket, it's also a nuke. And I can also ride it to work, and I can also chop wood with it, and I can also, use it as chopsticks, even though it's just one pencil. But it's very handy dandy. It can also be a blanket.
Your second chopstick is in the actual first one.
Yeah, it's just like, I'll call up my girlfriend and text her on my pencil, and it's like, how much things can that thing do? Really? Like what? And I never need to sharpen it. It's just forever until it gets broken, then it just reforms. But what?
Yeah, I think didn't she use the lasso first on Steven to tell him like what happened or what was going on like in between when he died first and now? I think that's what she used it on. I can't remember. But she's like, yeah, guess what? You can also reveal the truth, not just make people tell the truth.
There's a series of plot conveniences centered around the lasso and just about anything and everything to do with the wishing.
Yep.
I mean, you ever hear that story of the genie and the lamp? That the one rule is one of the rules is you can't wish for more wishes. Exactly what this jackass does.
Yeah, pretty much by making himself the wishing stone, he basically wishes for more wishes. Yeah.
How do you make yourself the wishing stone? Does he become an inanimate object now, or does he become a walking physical breathing
He's a walking
stone?
physical person. And when he started like changing, because it was like taking stuff from him, I thought he was going to actually turn like into a stone or like some kind of crystalline thing, but he didn't.
How does the magical forces determine what's like What's valuable?
I don't know.
Like if they took, you know, Aunt Joni from you, oh, she's dead now or something. It's like, okay, well, that sucks, but whatever. Like, or you know, oh, I'm gonna get a, you know, oh, I'm making a lunch today. I got all this groceries. Oh, you took that away, you bitch. Or it's like, you know, I'll just take your left foot from you. Like, I don't know. It seems like, is there any consistency to what it takes away, or just kind of takes whatever?
You know, it's not.
I think it's random, isn't it?
It is random, but it's not. It's not so terrible that you have to look away and cringe the whole time. But it's just, you know what it is. It's disappointing. That's what. Disappointing.
Yeah, I guess. Was there any other? I guess other than the writing elements, is there like anything that was like really fantastic about it that you guys kind of enjoyed, or any fight scenes, or the villain, or?
I'd say like that scene where they're in the middle and she's like fighting the guys with the tank, and she like makes that what is it? The truck like flip or whatever, and she first gets shot and realizes she doesn't have powers was pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I was also remembering at that time about the people complaining that her powers seem to come and go as is convenient to that. Although that said, had I never heard those, I would have liked it a little bit more. So it's a cool scene to watch. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the idea of there being somebody who's super powerful but can also be damaged, like that. You're like, because otherwise you're Superman, where you're super duper strong and nobody can hurt you.
Yeah,
like it's kind of like, well, man, I can't do anything really. I got to really dig to find. I don't know. Can I even poke your eye out, Superman? I don't even know.
That's why I don't like Superman.
But I mean, I'd say there's some cool story elements you can do with Superman, but I guess I'd prefer she can lift a tank, but she also has to be worried about getting shot because she can be injured or something with that. Kind of like that. I like that aspect.
Well, if they'd done her injury thing the right way, because, you know, in other movies, our heroes lose their powers, like Spider-Man. And
they do that in Wolverine also, where his healing abilities get hindered quite a bit.
And they do it right in those movies, guys. In this, they didn't do it in such. It's almost like she starts to lose them, and then she kind of gets her ass kicked by Cheetah, and then she's like, "Well, I guess I got to say goodbye to you." And then her crying scene is lame. It's like, man, there's no feeling in it, you know.
She relinquishes her powers before she fights Cheetah, but
is that how Cheetah stands a chance at all?
Yeah, basically, I guess Lord asks Cheetah about like if she could be one, I guess, animal or something, or be one thing, what she'd be, and she's like, "Oh, I'd be an apex predator or something," and then that's like, I guess, how she becomes Cheetah. They didn't really. They cut away after that.
Well, no, I guess I meant like, did they have Wonder Woman's powers get hindered so that Cheetah could stand a chance as some believable type?
Oh, maybe.
Because we saw her fight Doomsday in the present, and it's like
part of me thinks that because she
versus monster.
Yeah, part of me thinks that because she wished to be like Diana, that's why Diana was losing her powers.
Yeah,
but they don't explain any of that.
See, that would actually be more interesting out there.
Yeah,
like somebody who
like there's scenes where she's like basically has Wonder Woman's powers. Like and
somebody who's born with those powers or raised with them, and then somebody who wants it and just gets it without earning it, and having some type of dilemmas like that. Maybe she thinks she could do better with it, but does some worse stuff or whatever, and maybe Gal really appreciates what she had, but doesn't let that stop her with anything, with or without powers. Blah blah blah. Like, I don't know, that could have been better than having Cheetah, but they have to do Cheetah because she's a character, right? She's like one of the comic characters from before.
Yep. Yeah. They definitely
killed her off though, didn't they?
No, they didn't kill her. Look like they did at the end. But, here's the thing: Cheetah gets 2 wishes, which is really also strange. Hey, Rev Kev, good to see you, brother.
Yep, Runner and Ancient One and Stephanie Janicek also came on by. What's up?
But yeah, so Cheetah gets she makes that wish. I wish I was sexy and all this, like Diana and strong and stuff. And so she's definitely like a little stronger, but of course, plot convenience. She gets super strong right before she fights Diana. Then she gets Maxwell Lord. He goes by the White House and he decides to make the president wish something. So when the president wishes something, that the stone gets the good stuff. And so since he's the stone, he receives all the money and power and fame of the president or whatever. He hops on a presidential helicopter. She kicks Wonder Woman's ass. And the cheetah jumps on the helicopter. Hey, is there room for one more? And he's like, sure. So they have this little dialogue scene at that point where he's like, I'm feeling gracious or whatever, and you can have another wish. And she's like, well, I want to be an apex predator. So she still gets a little stronger and becomes like a cat-like creature at that point, which I thought, oh, well, hell.
The CG on that was really bad.
It was bad.
So bad.
Is it Cats bad or?
I actually seen Cats, and it was Cat. Not as bad as Cats, but it was bad.
I don't know. So can you guys tell at all? Like, so this is supposed to be one of the DC Universe movies, right? Like, I don't understand what's happening anymore with this universe. Like,
I don't either.
Why? And they said, oh, there's gonna be another one. So they're gonna reset things, but they're not. But they're gonna have other solo ones, but that's whatever. But we're also still continuing these. So what? Like, I don't understand anything that's going on anymore with them, which I don't know. It kind of deteriorates my motivation to watch them. When I saw the first trailer for Wonder Woman 1984, I was disinterested. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. I'm like, why are they showing Chris Pine back in the trailer? Like, kind of a weird. That'd be more of a good movie theater surprise of, oh shit, what are they doing here?
Right. It's like they don't understand how to build a movie up. It's almost like Patty Jenkins is a really good director, but doesn't know how to write a story.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
It is quite possible right there. Let's say hi to the chat real quick. Right here. So yeah, we got FANZCENE joining us. Been in here this whole time. What's up? Says, how you doing, Rev Kev, over there at FANZCENE? If you want to jump on in, if you can, you got the link already. I know you're a comic bro with some of this stuff. Runner says Angelus likes Cats. Blech.
I did like Cats, but I watched the new one first, and then I went back and watched the Broadway musical. And I have to say, there's elements of both that I like. And if they'd have taken those elements and made a movie, it would have been good.
Yeah, I believe you.
Well, the music or something from Broadway doesn't mean it's going to be bad automatically. It's handle it.
Like, I like how they fleshed out the story more in the new one, and they don't really explain anything in the original. They just kind of go with it, and then they should have used practical effects instead of the CGI in the new one.
Practical effects,
and it would have been perfect.
Feel better, like it just feels better when your eyes see it. I saw something, I can't remember what it was last night, and I was like, oh, they changed that to practical effects, and it wasn't Star Wars because, I mean, we all know they did that with Yoda and Phantom Menace. But let's go with that. I mean, in Phantom Menace, it looked better when they switched it to, no, so I've got that backwards, my bad. The practical effects in Phantom Menace for Yoda weren't that good, but people hated the CGI too. But whatever I was watching, they had switched it to practical effects, and it just looked a lot better. It's just typically that's what happens. I mean, but look. If you have a good movie or a good show with a good story, something you can get behind, then you can overlook the effects a little bit. And the suspension of disbelief, like with Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian, you're like, yeah, that kind of sucks, but wow, it's Luke, The way they brought him in, the way they built up the story, you fell into the, I'm willing to suspend my disbelief because of blank.
Yeah.
In Wonder Woman, not so much.
Like, that's like in Endgame when Thor brings the two Mjolnir and Stormbreaker to him. Like, if they'd have just made him skinny after he did that, because he got all the braids and stuff and all that, like, once he got the Thor power and he'd have gone skinny, I would have been all right with it, because he's a god, and you would the disbelief thing, you wouldn't, it wouldn't be a problem.
I agree.
Well, I think they wanted to have it be where there's the three of them versus Thanos, and I think Thor on his own would have been just fine technically. But I think if they wanted to make some kind of effect, I think it would have been better if he did use the gauntlet and have himself be damaged quite a bit from that, and then when he's fighting with Thanos and stuff, there's a little different hindrance there. And with the Hulk, I mean, I'd say the Hulk would be weaker because he's not Rage Hulk or Smart Banner. He's just kind of both, which is lame. Just equals poop to me. Like he's just like, hey, I'm pretty smart and I'm big, but I don't really know. I don't know if I want to fight. That's okay. I can kind of punch you. I don't know. Like he gives that. I feel like Iron Man. I feel like Iron Man at that point is stronger than the Hulk. When he's Hulk Banner, I'm like, yeah, I don't really believe that you can do anything.
Yeah.
With the Universe of Madness coming up, I have to say I am a little excited to see what weird ways they change it. I know they may bring in some agenda. God, I hope it's not. But
well,
if they do it right, I'd be very much interested to see. Something.
What's funny, they kind of did that with Crisis on Infinite Earths with the Arrowverse. Like
I haven't even watched it.
It was just like, what are you doing? What? Like they just went to any DC property that existed ever, and are just like, hey, look, we're here. Okay, and there's a dragon turns into an iguana. It's like, wait, what? And then we're gonna go to a hell that's not of this same universe hell, and then that's where you are, and all time and space is destroyed, but not the places that are out of that. Like, there's like 10 places you can go after all of existence is gone. It's like,
also, Runner, what he's saying here, they ripped off the flying scene, and that's what I was trying to get at. That's what, like when she a minute ago, when I was saying, she puts her hand down by her right side and she puts her fist at her left hand up out front.
Yeah,
it's really a rip off of that. Really is.
Exactly.
Hey,
hey,
what up?
Just finished a video that I've been working on for the last 6.5 hours.
Nice. You just post it?
Yes, I just posted it. It's the personal logs one I did for a game character. I wrote out about 5 or 6 scripts, recorded them, edited them, then added some footage, had to do it very slowly, and then it's set up that if you speak English and but you can't hear the dialogue, you can see it on the screen.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, with the captions. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. I just got to post it up, by the way.
Yes, I did see that.
Very good. Very good. But, man, we've been going almost an hour already, Flip. Like, this has been going by really quick.
So, yeah, we can go to Mando now. And
or when are we going to talk about the Star Wars theory?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm sorry if Fallon, you want to do your quick thoughts on Wonder Woman real quick before we switch topics.
Haven't seen it, so I can't say anything about it because I am not going to jump on the bandwagon of it's horrible, it's trash, it should burn for eternity. I haven't seen it. Once I do see it, I will give my opinion on that.
Yep. I haven't seen it, but I've only heard about it, and I kind of want to trash it because it sounds very trashable in different ways.
Trust but verify, trust but verify.
We spent a while just on the lasso physics.
I want to like it. I want
anything like Gal Gadot, But honestly, you could almost make up for it if she just kisses another girl real quick. It's like, okay, you're cool.
That won't do anything for me.
But I guess anyway. So I think Flip and Fallon, I'm sure all you guys probably know more about this than I do, I suppose. So do you want to walk us through the story a little bit, Flip?
Yeah, it's pretty much, if you've been on Twitter at all in the last few days, you guys know that Pablo Hidalgo, it's almost like he did a drunk tweet. Like he said something really stupid, emotions are not for sharing, and then retracted it, blocked his own, tweet, and then Star Wars Theory saw it, and this was directed directly at him for having an emotional response to seeing Luke Skywalker on The Mandalorian. That's where we are. Although there's some breaking developments. I said breaking as of this morning when I woke up. Apparently, there was an apology, and Lucasfilm asked Pablo to reach out and ask Star Wars Theory to call them. To which he did not, and Pablo himself sent him a DM saying, "It's Pablo, call me," here, and gave his number. I watched the video that Star Wars Theory put out with Den of Nerds and Fernandez, and they basically were saying, look, Star Wars Theory gave him 6 hours to reply, like, what's up with this? And during that 6 hours, the only reply he got was a list of everything bad that they were trashing him with, tweets.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just him. They were trashing, the Phantom Menace, other people. I don't remember what name specifically, but so this is not over, and that definitely wasn't an apology. The following day, I guess that would be the day. I'm a little mixed up on the times, but he sent this really weak apology. And if you've not seen the video, I suggest you guys do check that out, so you can get a more rounded understanding of it. Yeah, weak sauce, really bad apology. Basically, well, I'm sorry if it hurt your feelings, sort of thing.
Yeah, so I guess the follow-up to that would be, what are you guys' thoughts on any of that? It seems to have gotten a lot of attention. It's gone quite, more than just a tweet and a YouTuber response from any of that. It's got quite a bit of eyes on it from everybody. And there's a lot of different stuff weighing in on it. So I'll save my opinion for a little bit after you guys. So I guess, Angelus, you're here first. What were your thoughts on this, or what do you think about it?
My thing is, hasn't he always been like trash talking the fandom from the get-go? Yeah. So it really doesn't surprise me. Like, that's what their camp does. So it's just, them putting more wood on the fire, I guess you could say.
Yeah, he's kind of a troll.
Yeah.
For the most part. Phalon, what about you?
I think Pablo Hidalgo is a moron. I know he got away with a lot because I believe he had trashed a lot of the people that are in the Phantom Menace. This has been going on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think it's really going to bite him in the rear, especially since Stephanie said that Variety reported on it. That's not great publicity for them to be attacking fans. Because then a huge backlash happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he should have done it. And I know a lot of people have had specific reactions of, oh, where were you on Star Wars Theory, which I think was a bad take. Because I've seen a lot of people say that, especially on Twitter. And I know Twitter isn't reality, but it should be more, hey, welcome. We've been attacked too for this amount of time.
Yeah.
So. I just kind of hope Hidalgo gets fired. He won't, but I kind of hope.
Right. we can see. And Atlantean, did you chime in on any of this, or know about any of this, or care with it?
It's kind of hard saying. I mean, fucking hell. I'm probably how do I say this? One mind says it's pretty much the status quo of everything we've seen from people at fucking Lucasfilm.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of me says I don't really have much of an opinion because it is fucking status quo. It's like, somebody at Lucasfilm is being a dick. In other news, the sky is blue, the water makes you wet, and the grass is green.
Yeah, pretty much where I'm at.
Agreed.
It's like, hey, Pablo. It's like Luke, like breaking news. Lucasfilm employee disses fans. News at 11. Like,
yeah, it's like, and water is,
But I think
at the same time, what were you gonna say, Fallon?
I was gonna say I think I do agree with everything you're saying. I was just gonna say I think the mistake they did was going after someone that has millions of subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, millions of subscribers doesn't equate to millions of dollars. It doesn't necessarily equate to millions of dollars. At least in their eyes, it doesn't. They have millions of dollars. What do they care if somebody with influence is going to light them on fire for something an employee of theirs says, right?
Right.
That's total sarcasm. Sarcasm filters off, by the way.
Yeah.
Just in case the dry sarcasm really wasn't coming across.
I thought you were going for Alex Jones or something. Man, they're doing this to us again.
No, I can do a good Alex Jones. I'm not going to, but I can. No, it's like I say sarcasm filter off because I generally sound sarcastic when I talk anyway. I know that, but I'm generally being like, it. Apparently they don't give a fuck. Lucasfilm. I mean, apparently they don't care because this isn't the first time this has happened. It's been going on for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically, it's probably been going. Well, okay. I don't. Let me be honest here. I'm new to this whole Twitter game. I joined. I wasn't a part of this when the backlash was going on. I joined Twitter in August of last year. Like I joined after the cascade of bullshit started. I joined in the fight. After the shots were fired, so I only have secondhand knowledge of what went on. But based on that knowledge, it's been going on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like I wasn't part of the Twitter world, until 2019. I wasn't even part of the YouTube game until then. But I followed along.
You're a fresh cherry.
You could, yeah, sure. Let's not go there. Well, I mean, say I found what was it? I started I found Geeks and Gamers and them. I want to say right around Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been following along, with a little bit here and there, but actually being involved in it, I didn't join Twitter until, like I said, last year, and it wasn't even for Star Wars. It was for something completely different.
Yeah, mine was for Captain Marvel.
Well, no, I mean, like I did.
Oh
yeah, I mean, like I didn't join Twitter to get involved with the whole Fandom Menace stuff. I got involved in Twitter, for something, like I said, for something completely unrelated.
Yeah, advertising your channel, maybe.
No, this is before I started the YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
This is before. I mean, before I actually started making stuff for it, like 2 or 3 months. I actually started, so.
Yeah, I can see on that. So, so we're all gonna, have open for just a moment. Or introduce Etep. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing? Damn, it's good to be back. It feels like it's been a year since I've been on YouTube, and it's only been like 4 or 5 days, man. Shit,
a little vacation, yeah. I time travel.
I needed it, man. I was away for the holidays. Now I'm back like a vertebrae, the people's champion of the Fandom Menace. You think I lost the title over the fucking holiday? No, the title stays right here with the people's champion, baby. It don't go nowhere. This is my goddamn belt. I stole it fair and square.
Oh yeah! I thought you were about to grab. A baseball bat club.
No, go grab a metal chair like a proper wrestler.
I did not know you had one hand. That's great.
Lucille's always right next to Daddy. She don't go too far. She don't go too far. No, what's up, y'all? Hey, thank you for having me on. Hail the Fandom Collective, man. Rook, Flip, Phalon, 3 of the hardest working people on YouTube and Twitter that I know. You guys are awesome. Draven, what's up, brother? Atlantean. How you guys doing? I heard you. Now you're talking about Lucasfilm, the situation over there. I assume you're talking about that little sack of Chilean dough named Pablo Hidalgo.
Yeah.
And if he wants to act like that, he needs to learn, man. If he did that shit in his own country, he had already been drawn and quartered. You Pablo, bruh. I wanted to say something to Pablo, but then I realized this punk ass blocked me on Twitter 2 years ago.
Oh no!
Both my accounts. I started a third one. That one got swatted for something. But no,
what'd you call him, Pablo? The dough? What?
He's like a little sack of Chilean dough.
You should make that an account. The Chilean dough.
Chilean doughboy Pablo Hidalgo. I would call him Pablo Hidalgo, but I mean I might as well call him Pablo Hidildo. I mean,
yeah.
He's just a big phallic symbol of a. I can't even call him a man. I have to use air quotes calling somebody like him a man. It's like, son, you couldn't carry my jockstrap in a suitcase, but he's this dude. Then he wants to shit on a fan. I mean, come on. Like, what are you doing? You didn't learn anything from the last 3 years? Like you learned nothing. You're just like, you know what? It's just like you said. I heard somebody say status quo from Lucasfilm, and that's what it is. And it's disgusting. It's like we finally got it. I'm not gonna. I'm a goddamn ex-professional wrestler. I pride myself on my image. And I cried when I saw Luke Skywalker come out, hit that green lightsaber, saw that gloved hand. It's like, dude, we've been waiting since 1983 for this.
Exactly.
You know, we got Jake Soywalker in The Last Jedi, and that horse has been beaten to death. I don't need to talk about that. I like, you know, this was what everybody's been waiting for. Was the deep fake technology a little bit, you know, the face thing? Yeah. It wasn't the greatest, but I mean, at the same time, it was Mark Hamill doing the voice. I mean, that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And I know Mark Hamill is insane. And we were talking about Twitter. Twitter is not reality. You're absolutely right. Mark Hamill is one of the reasons why I don't follow my favorite like character actors. Jason Alexander, for example, from Seinfeld. I had to stop following him about 2 years ago because he's insane. He is insane, and we all know why. And you know, it's like I don't care where you sit. It's like you're just nuts, dude. Like everything you say is like hyper focused on one thing and one person. They're living in your head rent free. So stick to what you know. Stay in your lane, dude. You're an adult pretender, like Gary Beekler says. You're an adult pretender. You get paid to play pretend. I did the same thing. I was a goddamn underpaid stunt man. You know, and it's not like a fan, you know, if a fan fucking booed me, I'm like, yeah, I'm the heel. Boo me. That's what I want you to do. I want you to hate me. I want you to throw garbage at me. You know, Pablo, you're not a heel. You're just a bitch. You don't have enough backbone to be a heel, son. You don't even do it. You're not even an effective troll. Like you come out, you're insulting this man who has dedicated his life to Star Wars. Like the dude spent how many hundreds of thousands of dollars making a fan film that wasn't that good. I've seen better. I'm not knocking him for that. But the thing is, he put the effort in. He put his own money on the line. And you know, Lucasfilm tried to shut him down, and still guys from Lucasfilm that are in high positions are shitting on this guy. Like Pablo, mira. You are a moron. This is not. I wouldn't come to your restaurant and order like I just cooked enchiladas. I wouldn't come to your restaurant, order a fucking enchilada, and you bring me a fucking Caesar salad, and I'm like, no, this isn't what I ordered. Well, fuck you. You're just a man, baby. You're incel, neck beard. Whoa. All I ordered was a fucking enchilada, homie. I didn't want to lecture on what was healthy for me. So they're responding. This is Pablo works for Lucasfilm. This is your project. Not that you work on The Mandalorian, but this is something from under the umbrella of that which pays your bills, homie. Yeah. Shut up. Like, and then that half-ass bullshit apology. And I saw big shout out to Echo Base. They did a thing on the apology from the Twitter account. That was a fake Twitter account. Like I said, I pulled it up. I'm like, yeah, it's fake. I wouldn't be able to see it if it wasn't because he's got me blocked. You know, I'm like, I can see this. I'm like, this isn't Pablo Hidalgo.
Yeah, you don't seem like the kind of guy that would make a fake account or an alternate account and then do an apology from there.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd be one to do an apology at all, to be honest, for anything.
People like that because they think they're in the right. They claim that faux moral high ground and they don't have it. They're standing on a molehill and they act like it's a mountain. Yeah. And that's the problem with assholes like that, like Kathleen Kennedy, you know, your Ryan Johnsons, your Cuck Wendigs, you know, that soy face puto. I mean, that's just you can't insult the paying customers, man. And this is what and this is the problem. I'm sorry, I went on a tangent, I went on a rant here.
You're good.
But damn, man, it burns me. It's like I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars, man. This is like why I started my YouTube channel in the first place, you know, and it kind of branched out into all the other stuff that I do now, but like working at Dunder Mifflin. But no, it doesn't make sense to me why you have the fan base that's like been hyper critical of you for the last, you know, since you released The Force Awakens, and now we're like, hey man, cool, you know, we like Mando, you know, some of us do, some of us are still doing that whole you can't like it because that's not Disney. And if that's your stance, then cool. I'm not gonna rip you for that. That's I'm gonna be on a stream with somebody later on that's like that. And
well said.
we're gonna go rounds about it, and that's fine. If that's where if you don't like it, cool. I can like it. Don't like I said, I've wanted good Star Wars. Like I said, Rogue One, I was like, all right. What I did like with the Luke scene was the homage to the Vader scene in Rogue One.
Oh yeah.
It was fire, man. Seeing Luke come out like that it was fire. Now, would I like it better if Sebastian Stan had been Luke Skywalker? Probably, man, because
very similar.
This is the way. Yep. If you're gonna bring Luke back into the zeitgeist now, the deep fake seeing a younger Mark Hamill was dude, emotional. It was beautiful.
They can still do that.
Yeah, he can in the voice, dude. That was fire. Everything about it was great. Cutting through those dark troopers like Vader cut through the Rebel fleet troopers. It was spot on. The fighting style was similar. It was great. And for somebody that works at Lucasfilm not to sit back and be like, man, this cat on YouTube has 1 million+ subscribers. He did a Vader fan film, and now he's having this visceral emotional reaction, and he's putting himself out there. And you're shitting on a cancer survivor too, Pablo. Not a good fucking look, bro. Not a good look. Why don't you go out and tell a bunch of grape? I'll use the word grape. Survivors that they're trash too, Pablo, while you're at it, because you're a garbage tier human being. And this is not how employees of a company like Lucasfilm, where people would die to work for, people like me would love to be like a creative there, like a writer or something like that, storyboard art, some shit. That's the point I'm making. You would give an arm to work there, and you have people like that who are just ungrateful pricks that shit on the fans. And that breaks my heart, man.
Star Wars Theory would be a better guy in that position, and he's so qualified.
If I just say he needs a backup on the Force Lightning in the sequel to Shards of the Past, though, a little bit, little less yelling and Force Lightning, because we got way too much of that in the first one. But other than that, it was a beautifully crafted fan film, and you could tell, man. It's like, I'm so excited to see what Vader Reviews is coming up with on his.
Did you see the teaser trailer to the sequel to Shards of the Past?
I didn't see it yet. I did not.
There's a Mace Windu teaser trailer for the sequel to Shards of the Past. You guys, you gotta see it.
That's awesome. I always Mace Windu's not dead. That was just me, but it's head canon. But I was like, he just lost a hand. He's a Jedi. He's up there learning to fly, but I ain't got wings, some shit like that. But what's not like Wonder Woman?
Okay.
But no, man. I'm sorry. I just went off on a.
Not at all.
Yeah, that shit was just burning me up, because I was gonna do a video on it today, but I decided to go out and build a Hoth base in the snow with my kid instead. That's literally what I did, was build like a Wampa cave, and we're taking some Hoth troopers and rebels out there tomorrow, and we're gonna have a battle. So yeah.
No, don't film it. That's your moment, man.
I don't put my kid on YouTube unless you happen to watch the last video. He made a cameo with Spider-Man in my Die Hard video.
I exploit them little kids.
I want to. I'm waiting a couple of years, man, when he's a little bit older. But he came sliding in his Spider-Man costume and in my Die Hard video. That's the only time he's been on the channel. He occasionally pops in on a live stream, because he'll just walk right in the office and be like, "Hi."
My first video with my kids, I punched my daughter. So there's that.
Wow.
Oh shit!
Setting a good example.
It's not real,
Yeah. But that was great. ETEP, always bringing it. Brought it big time. You need to get like a Neanderthal club that's like one of those fat baseball bat club things.
Oh yeah,
I feel like you could, you have that and like a spear, and dude, I'd be terrified of you.
Actually, Sal Vidor was trying to get me to cosplay as Kratos from God of War.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, man.
I said, let me tone this back up first. I'll have no problem, because that's kind of what I look like when I was wrestling anyway. But I'm like, let me tone it back up for about 6 months, and then I'll do some cosplay if the con circuit's back open. I have no problem doing that, because I grow that beard out. So yeah, that would be fun though, man. Yeah, I just feel like I should club Pablo Hidalgo like a baby seal in Antarctica, man. I don't advocate violence against animals, but a Chilean sack of soy like that. I mean, they always ask the question. EBS always asks, does Jabba the Hutt have bones? Does Pablo Hidalgo have fucking bones? Does he have a spine? I don't think so. I don't think he does.
Like a wet pinata full of soy.
He's just a wet. He's just a turd. It's like Venom. You're just a turd in the wind. You know what I mean? This armless, legless, faceless thing blowing down the street. Indeed. I'll get you next time, Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
Oh yeah. Real quick, if my computer shuts down or if I drop out all of a sudden, it's because my computer is saying, "Oh, it's getting really hot in here," so I need to. I don't know. It might shut down, it might not. So
yeah, that's what happened to me, bro. I didn't bounce out. Like totally just got kicked. Or actually, I could still see you guys, but I couldn't hear you. So
yeah. So if I somehow pop out, y'all can just take over for a while. It's all good. But so with the Star Wars theory thing and the Hidalgo, so when it first happened, like I saw the tweet of everybody's talking about, he's like, emotions are not for sharing. I was just kind of like, that's one of the lightest tweets that could be. I don't know. I didn't see that as a huge insult or a huge thing. It was just kind of like, yeah. I mean, on Twitter especially, like with all the things we've seen that can be said and done about stuff, I kind of feel like that one can be taken as offense. I don't know if that's a given because it's just always sees the tweet. But if we know Pablo Hidalgo, he probably did mean to poke fun a bit, knowing his stuff in the past. I think he's even like mentioned Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and Doomcock before, like specifically EVS and them. So he's probably intending to, throw a little bit a jab at him for doing that. Like he's aware of the YouTube sphere. He's not unknown to YouTubers that talk about Star Wars. So he knows that, but I don't know. I would just kind of see it as like, that's all you got. Like, I don't know. Because
come at me, bro.
Because I don't know, saying emotions are not for sharing. Like he didn't call Star Wars theory a bitch. He didn't incite anything really, but I don't know if more of the problems come with the reactions to other people trying to diss on Star Wars theory after he did that tweet. Like people, I don't know. I've heard different random things here and there. I haven't watched anything specific. That where they're like, oh, Star Wars theory is a horrible person. He's awful, whatever. He's one of the mistaking him for the misconception of the fandom menace, essentially. Where kind of back to the Last Jedi days, where you don't like it, you're a bad person, you're blah blah blah, stuff like that. Is that kind of what's happening after?
Well, I mean, it is incited though, especially as after he gave him 6 hours to reply, right? And then instead he shares with him a lengthy tweet session about them, trashing Fandom Menace and people who, I say Fandom Menace, just people in general who like the Luke Skywalker era of Star Wars. And so that I agree, like in on its face, it doesn't really seem like a big insult. However, ultimately they still showed all of their other hate. Not to mention, we know what it means because we were the ones that experienced that all the years of Last Jedi bullcrap with Kathleen Kennedy, the Cuckmeister, Wendig, and then all the others, including Pablo. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't think like if I were Lucasfilm, I'd wag my finger at Pablo, going, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, leave him alone. What are you like? Come on." Like he's literally the biggest Star Wars channel, I think. Like literally the biggest one. Yeah. And I kind of agree with ETEP. Like his Vader fan film was good, but there are other ones that are out there I'd say are of better quality. I think his is one of the best film quality, but there's other ones that do better story with it.
Birth of a Monster is the best one I've ever seen. If
there's that one. There's Star Wars Origins. That has the I forget his name, who's played the fan Han Solo and Obi-Wan and stuff. There's a lot of other ones, the Sith Apprentice, but regardless, if I were them, I'd advise him to not piss off YouTube like YouTubers that are, especially when Star Wars theory has been shown to be a consistent big fan for the last at least 4 years, if not longer. How long has he been on YouTube? Like what, 10 years? I don't even know.
He's been on
making Star Wars videos. Yeah, he's been making a lot of Star Wars videos for a long time. So
and
I feel like
neutral. He remained.
Yeah, he didn't go, oh, I hate Disney, or oh, I don't like him, or whatever, or oh, I totally love him. He kind of just went with whatever he likes and says it. So if I were Lucasfilm, I'd definitely be giving Pablo a talking to. But I don't know. I don't think it's the biggest thing. I feel like much worse, based on the reaction, I feel like something bigger happened that I'm not seeing. Like, I don't know. It just seemed like it's just kind of a Twitter exchange, and I don't know. That kind of sucked, I guess. Like that. That's kind of all I saw from it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, to me, it's not so much of what he said as the fact that he went out of his way to insult someone who is positively reacting to a product that, you know, his company released to the public, to their paying customers. You know, that's to me is what it was why would you insult this guy? Like, he obviously really, really loved it. Why would you insult somebody like that? Like, you're going to basically call his manhood into question. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean, granted, dude, we all know how ridiculous Kevin Smith is. I mean, Kevin Smith drops it. He's like the Jerry Seinfeld's girlfriend in that episode with Bette Midler, where, you know, she drops her hot dog and she starts crying. Oh no, my Frankfurter, like cries at everything. That's Kevin Smith, you know. But I mean, seriously, like, why would you not just let this dude enjoy this and say, hey man, you know, we're glad you enjoyed it, or not say anything at all? That's the thing I get about these people is like, why do you engage, Pablo? Why? What do you hope to glean from this? What is the positive derivative that you envision this exchange having? Like, you put your horrible hot take out there, Pablo. Now what did you hope was going to happen? What did you think in that fat watermelon head of yours with no spine attached to that jelly-filled neck did you think was going to happen? I mean, it's complete asininity at like apex levels. I mean,
Pablo's proven to be a dummy. Like he's like like the point being that this is not his first offense towards fans. So to me, again, it's kind of like him doing this seems to be in character of what he is. It's like, and I'd say again, this is where I'd say, it's kind of a shame that Lucasfilm doesn't, you know, say, bro, just quit poking the bears. All right, quit doing that. All right, quit. We're trying to feed these people. Quit poking them in the eye. Let's stick. All right. Okay.
Yeah, half the company is trying to fix things, and then in the meantime, you got the other half literally plotting against Favreau and Filoni.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. See, this all just to take into consideration. I mean, it could be that I'm not feeling it as much as others are because I'm very detached to Star Wars right now, like including The Mandalorian. I'm just not really. I tried to watch some episodes. I can't really get into it. Ever since TLJ, you know, like there's been so much about the movies and about the people behind them and everything that it's just like, that's kind of like what Atlantean was saying earlier. It's like, that's kind of just the status quo as it is. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not as surprised by it either. It's more like I'm surprised there's not more Lucasfilm employees that daily do this. So it's like, it's just mostly Hidalgo, maybe a few others here and there.
The reason that it's so good, Brooke, to me, and I might be speaking in a broad term here, but if they'd never done the sequel trilogy, but then they gave us Mandalorian and it followed the exact same path that it already has, up to and including Luke Skywalker in just the same manner that it did. Now, remember, in this scenario, there was no sequel trilogy. Would everyone react to Luke Skywalker with emotions and feels like that after a 30-year disappearance?
No.
No.
Probably not. It's because the sequels came out and they were so terrible and because of all the hate and anger. So, I mean, it's not solely, maybe 50% or some percentage extra of, oh my God, it's Luke. But now that that's occurred, then this guy steps up and he's like clearly jealous that his shitty Last Jedi story and all his story group of diversity, I don't know how to write it, freaking story to save my life group, tries to, he's trying to show his envy, and it comes off jealous and pathetic and, menial, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree that he's pathetic, but I mean, like what Fat Steven says right here, that's kind of what I mean. Is if you're always known to troll fans, you'll always be seen as such. Pablo might have had an alternative words meant, but it's effing doubtful. That's kind of what I mean. He's like a known troll, so when a troll trolls, it just kind of seems like, I mean, kind of what he does. I mean, it's annoying and it's stupid that he's allowed to be in the power, but I mean, now that's what he does. Like if it was somebody like George Lucas himself or others, that was like, you know what, fuck these guys, fuck our fans. If he was to say, if like George Lucas was like, the Star Wars series a little bitch, I'd be like, whoa, bro, what is that for? Whoa, liking this? That would be, to me, that would make more sense to the reaction. So when I'm seeing Pablo Hidalgo being a known troll, when he says something like that, it's probably for reaction, like for other people to react to his tweet. And I don't know, that's kind of how I kind of saw it. Like he goes, hee, I'm going to do this, and then everybody's going to get mad at me. And it's like, I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah, but it's amplified because of the path. But I mean, what can we do about it? I mean, we certainly don't need to take it up the rear end, So I'm glad that Star Wars Theory talked about it and stepped up to the plate, and even more so included Den of Nerds, who was traditionally in the last 3 years very quiet about hating on The Last Jedi and such. So it's good to see. Not now, others have put it in such a way, man, that. They're like, oh, well, it's good that he's getting, his turn. But I don't think it's good that anyone gets the turn. I think it's good that because it did happen, that he actually stepped up. And I'm proud of Den of Nerds, too. I could easily say, oh, now you talk the big talk. But I don't see it that way. I'm just glad that, Disney stepped in a big pile this time because they got people who really backed them up. And I say back them up. They backed them up by not trashing them back in The Last Jedi, and that's backing them up to a degree.
But I would kind of argue that isn't this good that this happened then, because now the biggest Star Wars channel that has a bigger following than the official Star Wars channel itself is not exactly okay with them at the moment with their behavior, which is catching actual articles as well and everything. Like, I don't know, it kind of seems like wouldn't this kind of do better to prove our points here, to in a way make the Fandom Menace kind of look good. I mean, isn't Star Wars Theory going to go on with Drunk 3PO and Geeks and Gamers tonight at some point? And it's like, that means potentially a lot of Lucasfilm people might even watch it. Who knows? Because that's where Star Wars Theory, that's linked to this going on right now. It's like, in a way, this could be that kind of inciting incident that does better for Star Wars. I don't know. I mean, I'm extremely doubtful in general, but I could see this being the turner that's like, okay, you just said one thing too far. Holy shit! Come on. We almost had them right here. We saw that. Okay. Shit. What do we do? Okay, let's give them flowers, chocolates. Let's try compliment their clothes.
Would use this as a way to turn around. You're right. You're so right. A smarter company with a good marketing department would say, you know what? Why don't we take this opportunity to bring the fans together?
Yeah, though I feel like it'd be more like they're sweating and scrambling. Like, we gotta get the fans together. Like, that's kind of what I see it as.
The fat, sweaty soy boys at Lucasfilm running around trying to patch the hole in the fucking dam.
It's not exactly
when it already broke.
They're mad again. Yeah. No, wait, hang on a second. This guy'd be out leading the charge. Look at these man babies squirm. Look at them squirm. I nailed Mike Zero to the cross.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
There's a factory of Mike Zeros being churned out somewhere in Canada. He's a robot.
Imagine if there was like 100 Mike Zero channels like that are all him that look just like him, but they're not, like they're clones.
It'd be like,
I think I'm a clone now.
It'd be like multiplicity.
Yes, that'd be interesting.
You touched my Star Wars, Steve. You touched my Star Wars.
Yes.
You don't like my Star Wars.
I want pizza.
I can do tater tots while we're at it. Sorry.
Oh Lord.
Yep.
I wanted to chime in to what Ricky said earlier, but I kind of lost track of where we were going. The whole bit about you said what trolls are going to troll is just what you do. Can somebody make that like a fucking Geico commercial? And use like Pablo Hidalgo and Ryan Johnson. Talk about trolls will be trolls. It's just what you do.
That sounds like a song. Make that into a rap. Trolls are trolls. It's just what you do. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna make fun of you.
Oh God, that's
Lord.
I don't know. I just the moment you said that's what you do, I'm thinking, oh God, fucking bad Geico commercial. Here we go.
Yeah. Trolls are trolls. They're just gonna do what they're gonna do, whether you like it or not. That's what they are.
It's like
Geico. 15 minutes more on your card.
Oh my God. Fat Steven Seagal says WTF Canada takes no ownership of Mike Zero ETEP.
Hey man, he's the problem. Like we got Alec Baldwin's dumbass down here. You got Mike Zero.
All right, can someone fill me in? Who the hell is Mike Zero?
Mike Zero.
Hold on, no. He's somebody that cannot be explained. Just watch one of his videos. He's on YouTube.
I don't.
Mike Zero.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike Zero. Stay tuned and please subscribe for future Star Wars content.
Just look at his video thumbnails and titles, and you'll just be like, "Oh, I think I got it." Okay.
You would think he has sources the way he talks. He just like, well, see, fuck it here. Kathleen Kennedy's roasted. Brie Larson.
You're reaching in the wrong places. You tap it out of the ass.
Hang on.
Yeah, there you go.
That's basically like how he comes up with his videos, and he churns out like 900 fucking videos a day. The only person that produces more videos a day than Mike Zero is Jeremy from the fucking Quartering.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ,
does he speak in the same speak and spell tone of voice as the Quartering does?
Kind of in his own little way.
I mean, look. I'm gonna preface this right now. No shade thrown at the Quartering. I love it.
I subscribe to him too.
Yeah.
Same.
I've seen him go live. I've watched him live. I watched him when he did his Steven Crowder bit. I can appreciate him so much more when he's going live off the cuff. He has that emotion. He has everything you like we sound. He has that. You see his videos. He sounds like a speak and spell that's hungover.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just the way he speaks, his tone of voice. It's like very metered, and it's very to the point, and it's very down low, and there's almost no passion to speak of. It's like
the cow says moo.
How do you spell moo? The
difference between Mike Zero and the Quartering. You see, the Quartering might be able to make 900 videos on different topics, while Mike Zero only makes 900 on just Star Wars only, and that's it.
Quartering does do a good job of getting different topics done throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've also noticed he actually makes a habit because I get fucking Parler notifications on my phone. It's like Parler notification. Hey, it's like Quartering. It's like, oh, Quartering's asking what people think he should talk about today. Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
It's just like a daily thing. He's always asking. He's like, all right, what should we talk about today? I'm like, okay. So
exactly.
It's like there's some, for me poking fun at his speak and spell voice, there's a certain level of communication he keeps with his fan base.
Mm-hmm.
So that sort of allows whatever content he wants to make to stay fresh.
True.
Thank you, Makini 90. That was funny.
Yep. Hold on, real quick. Real quick though. So Stephanie brings up. She says it is for reaction, and because Disney has to see variety now. What do you guys think about that? Is she talking about like his video that got blasted was him reacting, and that was like a reaction video, and now there's ad company or whatever journalist companies, and I don't know what.
Somebody made a Variety. Someone wrote in on Variety an article about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I'm not joking. Somebody wrote some fucking blue check mark wrote a dumbass article that is about as filling and satisfying as a bowl of ice with parsley.
Isn't that like the majority of articles on the internet?
Well, okay. Yeah. Well, Yes, but in this particular instance, over something so vacuous as this, it's like trying to make a story essay on The Force Awakens. Like, what are you gonna have, man? There's nothing to talk about.
Well, there's nothing to say, and it's just
right. It's what you see is what you get. You're not.
I kind of want to see it now because somebody. I don't know. I'll see if I can find it. But
I might be able to. I might be able to find it.
If you can bring it up, then I'll share your screen here.
Yeah,
my computer's just heating up. It's still somehow working.
Yeah,
just fine,
right here. This.
Oh, if you didn't have it, I have it. All right.
Yeah.
See, I think they should just fire him and make him an example.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
If they were smart,
this whole thing
fire
right
and make
here.
him an example and be like, "This is what happens when you trash the fans."
Exactly, I agree with that, Angelus.
Adam B. Some goon named Adam B. Variant. He has a blue check mark because of fucking course he is a blue check mark. He's the only thing that would blue check marks, for the most part, are the only people empty-headed enough to think this is newsworthy. Yeah. Like, are the moths in your head rattling around enough to make some electricity? Jesus.
What makes you wonder this title? Why would you put this out? Like, isn't it bad for Lucasfilm? I mean, I understand, Rookie, you had a good argument for why it might be good, but like, why would you write this?
Well, this is actually kind of what I mean. Like, this will make people that are on the Star Wars theory side go, "Wow, you guys are the assholes for doing this stuff to him." Like, what are you doing? Like,
basically, it's more or less trying to slam. At least from what I've read through this like a couple, 3 different times, and I don't see the point in this existing other than it's talking about Star Wars theory, the fact that he got emotional on his video, and I guess it tries to end by being a slam against the toxic fandom because I don't know, people they think something people still angry about Last Jedi. They
think he speaks in gamers or something.
I don't know. That's what I mean. It's how vacuous this article is. It's like, what is the point of this existing? It really is topical. It tells you everything that happened, and then it tries to loop it around to, oh, it reopened old wounds. Like, what are you talking about?
I've been stabbed. It hurts. No.
Yeah, it's like
not the Last Jedi cut. Oh, Jesus. No.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be scarred, not reopened. No.
Time for the Ryan Johnson cut, man, baby.
Get the clot. Shit.
It's like,
give me some morphine.
What was it? I was talking about the video, and then Pablo Hidalgo made his joke. He goes over Star Wars Theory's reply. You can sort of see it here, but it's like it's talking about that, and then it's like all of this and then it just loops around to it just comes after the announcement. Yeah, because most of it really is vacuous. It's going over everything that happened. For the context of the normie reading this bullshit. I mean, not the people that have
I was about to say,
not the people that have actually witnessed it, because the people that actually witnessed it know there's more to it than that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just glancing at this one part, and it says Last Jedi at least 7 times, and it's like, what does that have to do with this video?
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with it.
That's crazy.
It's an opportunity to advertise, really.
It all comes weeks after Disney announced the most aggressive expansion of the Star Wars franchise in history. Talking about the 10 new Disney Plus series along with The Mandalorian and and then of course, Last Jedi. And it's like, and of course the bad Star Wars reference just to, because geek cred, I said, I are Star Wars fan too, herga.
Durka, really, something that Star Wars Theory said on his video, the one I watched this morning with Denim Nerds, which was basically just cut out of a stream and thrown up, which is cool. But he said that this isn't really important to. I mean, they attacked him, a guy with 2 million subs or whatever. Fine, they're willing to apologize because he has so many subs and so many followers or whatever.
Yeah,
but they're not really apologizing to anyone but him. As far as the rest of the people that are watching Star Wars Theory, many of which are the fandom menace or people that are, on board with the idea of being angry with Lucasfilm because of them screwing us in the butthole. But like, you know, those people, us, matter. Whether you say you're Phantom Menace or not, how you feel doesn't matter. And what you were referred to, you know, man babies and, you know, just anything like that, that matters too. So we didn't get an apology. He got a half-assed apology. And there's nothing for us. And that's weird.
We're the toxic phase. We're the ones that, you know, because even though there's, you know, we're the ones that drove people like Kelly Marie Tran off of social media, even though, you know, we're the ones that are sexist because we call Ray a Mary Sue. We're the ones that are, you know, ists. And
we caused 9/11. Just we did everything.
Goddamn kid.
You know,
caused 9/11.
It's like we're critical of Disney Star Wars, ergo we're sexist, bigot trolls, and we're all Russian bots. You know, I don't know what half the Star Wars fan base are Russian bots.
Listen,
you know,
we are not bots.
No, we are very fine Android machines. We are beautiful.
We're not bots. We must find moose and squirrel.
We find that term quite offensive, really. We are Android cyborgs, okay?
Try to make me sound like a non-player character or something. This is not the way it goes here.
We must find moose and squirrel and then give Zangief pile bomb.
The pronouns are babushka.
Talk about Boris and Natasha. These Boris and Natasha's racist stereotype of Russians. This is racist.
My skin may be white, but my heart is black.
My profile is.
That reminds me of that movie with Bob Hoskins and Denzel Washington.
Natasha's pronouns are Stroganoff.
Comrade.
Oh my god!
You can tell which generation we are.
Yep.
I just referenced a fucking Bob Hoskins movie. I am 40. I am old as shit.
I know, which one was that? The Roger
I'm
Rabbit
not
or
quite
what?
40.
No,
almost
heart
38.
condition.
Heart condition.
With him and Denzel Washington. Denzel dies and Bob Hoskins needs a heart transplant. He's a cop and he gets Denzel's heart. And you could not make that movie today. Like his cop buddies, when he wakes up from the surgery, he has a big black dildo between his legs. I'm like, holy shit. Like, what the? Like, you could not make that movie today.
You could not make a lot of old movies like that.
No,
today.
like The Toy with Richard Pryor. That shit would not happen.
Oh, that
You could
would
not
not
have a southern guy who just like rents this black dude for his son to play with. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh, that movie was amazing. That was funny.
The Toy was funny. It
was
really
fucking
wasn't
funny.
like malicious or anything like that. But it's a product of a different time.
Oh,
It's a weapon for a more
one of the best
civilized
parts
age.
in that film. Richard Pryor sitting pretty much alone in the dark. He's talking to the other toys.
Yep.
It's like kids don't want you; they want a Jack. You know, I haven't. I think I've actually only seen it once. It's like when I was like 3 or 4. I remember.
I was very young last season.
But I don't.
Hollywood and what they would do now, not to change the subject, but you know they're wanting $30 million in a bailout.
Well,
30
they should learn to
30
make good movies.
with a D.
Yeah, I bet that stimulus check will help out. Nice.
They released Wonder Woman 1984, and you asked for a bailout. Fuck you, Hollywood.
You're saying you're $600. You're $600. That should help you through your next thing. You know.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Wait, what did Fat Steve say? Where do we order the hot toy statue of said dildo? Fat Steve, and I'm a DM you, man. I want you to come on my stream tonight.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Fat Steven is a fucking riot.
He is, dude.
Yeah.
He came on. He came on my channel once. I just haven't had him back on yet. He's somebody. He's funny. He's always funny as hell,
Gosh,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, your streams are really fucking good though. I'm not,
Yeah, they are.
You should have more people watching.
I want to know what pisses ETEP off, so I can get him onto a rant at will, just at random. So he go, all right. So clear the room, everybody. Cover your ears because
You want to get him on a rant.
Okay, say that Ray is a well-written character.
God damn it. Ray, I can't even get mad. It's like I hate Ray
sorry,
so
it probably
much,
doesn't help
but I
I'm
look at
laughing.
Daisy Ridley and I'm like, you are so fucking adorable. Why can't you act? Why can't
bro,
you act?
who's
You're so
your-
fucking adorable?
Who's your favorite actress?
Actress? goddamn, honestly, I don't know, man. Like right now, I would have to say Gina Carano, and not just because she's thicker than a bowl of oatmeal and twice as sexy, but she's badass, man. Like I love the fact that she was a fighter. I love the fact that she is a true alpha fucking female, but she doesn't have to step over the guys to show herself as being strong in real life and in the character. So now, I mean, I would say Gina Carano overall, like one of my favorite female actresses is probably Angela Bassett, because she's amazing. She's an incredibly versatile actress, has range, and she's been featured in American Horror Story like prominently, and I love AHS. And she's just like, I mean, shit, she played fucking Tina Turner, man. I mean, and did an amazing job. So I do. Angela Bassett is probably one of my favorite actors.
We got you on a positive rant. I was going to try to go, and then Gina dates Pablo Hidalgo, and what would you think? That was going to be the setup.
That's
where I was going with that.
You're gonna get him to destroy his webcam. Just imagining it's your face right now, Rook.
How dare you?
Like, they're now in love, and they're planning to have 4 kids.
How dare you?
They plan to have 4 kids. They're gonna have a great life together. They're gonna insult a fan every day.
He's gonna bring that bat back.
You tell me they're recasting Cara Dune with Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, God.
That would be funny as hell.
It's gonna be Charlie's Angels in space.
Charlie's Mandalorian.
Good morning, Charlie.
What's worse? No, they'll
Good
just
morning, whores.
They'll just have Kristen Wiig play all the characters.
Oh, that's. Can we talk about Kristen Wiig for just 1 minute? You want me to rant about something?
Yeah,
you rookie, you found it.
What the blue fucking hell were they doing with her as Cheetah? That looked like a reject out of the movie Cats, which I watched twice because I couldn't believe my goddamn eyes the first time. So I watched it again, and then I'm watching Wonder Woman 84. I watched it 2 nights ago, and I fell asleep watching it. It bored me that much, so I watched it again last night. I didn't get it stoned. I was watching it again last night, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I need to get high because this movie is bad. Like, it is terrible. Why did Cheetah look like that? Like, what the hell were you? Why? She did. It looked like Helen Mirren on meth from Cats. I was like, what the?
Or convert into a furry for this? Why? You don't want to be a furry with this now? No.
Oh, when Barbara Minerva, when Kristen Wiig made her first appearance, she was all sexy and everything. I was like, this is hats off. Kristen Wiig looked good. She looked good. I'm like, damn. I'm like, Kristen Wiig cleaned up nice, But the problem with the whole movie was it was just Kristen Wiig. It was. She might as well have been Kristen Wiig from Extract on the couch tightening up the sweatpants. Yeah. I mean, it was the same character from Ghostbusters, Bridesmaids, every other fucking movie she's ever been in. There's no range, none. That's it. She is Kristen Wiig. That's it. Ha ha! Look, this is funny. Ha ha ha! No, it's not. It's not. She's only funny the first time. It wasn't funny the second time. It sure as hell wasn't funny the third fucking time. It ain't been funny the fourth or the fifth.
She's only digestible in 3-minute bits and skits. That's where she thrives. It's got to be 3 minutes, otherwise it's too long. Nope.
Yeah, I didn't mind Bridesmaids, to be honest with her.
Good.
Like she had some good SNL skits, but that's like with other people, and they're like less than 5 minutes long.
Yeah,
so,
that's it. You can't
good SNL skits. Is that even?
Not anymore. Not since the 90s.
She was on there. She was a cast member for like 6 years, I think. Like the whole Ghostbusters 2015 or 16 or whatever was mostly SNL people. Melissa McCarthy wasn't a member, but she was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 time guest or some shit.
I don't know.
The rest were all cast members for a while.
I never suffered through Ghostbusters 20.
I did.
I forced myself.
I just watched reviews and laughed along the way.
I didn't even watch reviews because it's like we knew where it was gonna go. People aren't gonna like it. It's gonna be sex, and this was in the fucking beginning of the whole, the SJ. Because here's the greatest part about all this. I was away I went away for school.
Atlantean
Atlantean, right? But that was right around the beginning of. I'm not gonna say right around the beginning of the whole SJW movement because it's been going on for fucking decades.
When it was more popularized.
It was like 2014, 2015 when I was away at school, which doesn't mean anything to you guys because you know. Because there's no context there. It's like, okay, he's at school. What do you fucking do?
Learn. Fucking learn.
It's like, I'm in Massachusetts doing my thing, and I'm just watching the fucking world go crazy. And it's like, okay, 2050, people are talking about Ghostbusters before it's coming out. It's like, okay, I can already tell how this is going to go. This is going to come out. It's going to bomb. People are going to say, oh, it's, it was a bunch of sexists and bigots and, people that didn't like it. And this was, 2015, back when SJW was becoming a very popular term, along with a few other alphabet soup names. And
I thought you were going to list them off for it. Do you not know your ABCs of SJWs?
Oh, I fucking Christ. I wouldn't be able to say it in the proper alphabet because apparently anything that's Anglo-Saxon is considered racist. So I'd have to recite it in either Russian or Braille. And speaking in Braille is very difficult.
Don't you know the words to their song? LGBTQ SJWs are gonna fuck with you.
So it's like 2016 comes around. This is like this Ghostbusters film. It bombs, and I'm thinking to myself, it's like I wasn't gonna see this. You fucking knew no one else was gonna watch this shit, and then the fucking internet is melting. Like, oh my god, the movie failed because it's sexist and racist and bigots. It's like you guys seen the film?
Which was the villain to the film?
That's it. The patriarchy was the villain. And Kim, while we're talking about this shit show of a movie, can I just say I didn't really understand. It was a female Ghostbusters movie. Why the fuck was Craig Robinson playing one of the Ghostbusters?
Who dat?
Somebody got that one. I was like, why is Craig Robinson out there with fucking Melissa McCarthy and that McKinnon guy and Kristen Wiig? Why the fuck is Craig Robinson out there?
That's on the edge. I like that. McKinney 90. He brought up an interesting thing a second ago. I just saw it up there about that was ground zero for the culture. There it is. So I actually think this is what happened, and it's just my opinion. It's a theory, but back in 2014, 15, whatever, I think that that's when China started giving a lot more money to Hollywood, and it's a socialist thing. Social justice is socialist. So I think that's where we started seeing it, not because of Ghostbusters, outright, but because of that happening behind the scenes. Fast forward to today, they have killed Hollywood as their reward, and now they're asking for that $30 billion in return. So
I kind of feel like China was already kind of getting a lot more of the fun. They were aiming things toward China before 2016. Like I'd say, at least by the second Transformers film, they were already kind of dipping towards, hey, China has pockets. Oh shit!
Yeah, but
don't even start on Transformers.
Yeah, I say if we're gonna talk about everything that was leading up to social justice and culture war crap, like I said, it really only came to the forefront right around 2014, 2015. But when you really look at the history of Hollywood and the history of the way movies have gone, it's pretty much been embedded in the culture of Hollywood.
Always
for decades, it's like it's always been there, and I don't mean it in the sense like, oh, it's always there if you know what to look for, but it's like you can sort of tell it's been there, and they've been driving, mainstream thought. Look at everything that's been normalized in our lifetimes. That's like what 25 to 30 years of existing. I'm at least. Look at all of the shit that's become normalized. Most of it started right in Hollywood.
They followed the money, man. So we were making money off white guys being the hero. Last Action Hero is a good example. It's like. But now the money's coming from another country, or it's coming from lobbyists. Yes, Hollywood has lobbyists, And maybe that's why they changed their tune on who can be popular and who can't be.
Well, it's also a bit of their political ideology infecting everything, and them wanting to be on the right side of history and all of that. I say it would take a lot of digging and a lot of research to actually pinpoint when and how all of this, sort of started coming to light.
Have you ever seen Hail Caesar, guys? Anybody?
No.
Hail Caesar with it's got a god dang it, I can't remember his name. The guy who always happens. But Hail Caesar has the guy who played Han Solo in the Solo story.
Alden Peckerwood.
Alden
my God.
Peckerwood, yeah.
Well,
so
yeah.
Check that out. It's funny. I mean, it's not just funny. It's terrible in a funny way. But like, it's got sort of this communist background. So it's like communism is trying to take over Hollywood. And that's the plot of the movie pretty much. And it's rather telling. They come off like a comedy, but it's actually kind of giving you a little truth in it. It's rather
truth in television.
Yeah, you should check that out. I was hoping one of y'all.
I will definitely look it up. I will. Okay, I'm gonna try and find a copy of it. I'm not gonna try and look for it online because fuck that. But I don't like watching things that like most people are like, oh, I'll see if it's on Netflix. Now, fuck you. I'll go to the local video store and buy the fucking DVD before I hunt for it on Netflix.
Do you use Dropbox? Anybody?
A local what?
The local.
There's a video. There's a family video a block from my house. I had to take movies back earlier. I have like 4 streaming services, but I still go there to rent movies.
There's maybe one place in town that's not exactly close by that sells DVDs specifically. So it's like I was like a video what?
I don't rent DVDs. There's a Redbox, the local Hannaford. But there's fucking Redbox at Walmart, so it's like
if you have
Redbox isn't as good as it used to be. And remember when Redbox actually let you rent video games?
I didn't know Redbox had that option.
It used to a long time ago.
Once upon a time.
I like the idea of it just being a vending machine, though.
Wasn't it like right before the pandemic they used to do that?
Huh?
Wasn't it right before the pandemic? Like they got rid of that?
No, I think it was like a couple years ago they stopped doing it.
Something like that. But does anybody have a Dropbox?
I don't.
I do.
I think it's a Yahoo or something. I can't remember.
I have a Google Drive. I don't use Dropbox.
Yes, I Drive.
Yeah, I use that. But this one fella, and I can introduce him to you. He can get like 4K movies, anything that's in the theater. So yeah, DM me if you're interested.
That's how I just watched Wonder Woman. I mean, I paid for it on HBO. Somebody was like, "Hey, here you go. Look what I found." And there was Wonder Woman 1984 and all its shite glory.
Right.
Yeah. And
is it really that bad?
It is. I love the first one. Let me preface this, but I absolutely love the first one. I think it was fucking great. It really was. But this is basically like it's you get to see Wonder Woman, shall we say, take advantage of a guy without his consent just because she sees that he looks like Steve Trevor. Spoiler alert! Oh my God! Wonder Woman, is going to be she's going to get Me Too. Wonder Woman's going to get Me Too.
Yeah, I was saying earlier because I didn't see the movie, but the way Flip described it is similar to an episode of Stargate where they have something similar happen in Stargate universe where there's these stone things that they're on opposite sides of the universe and 2 people touch the stones. They pretty much swap bodies for a little bit, and that's kind of how they're able to get the people on the ship to be back on Earth for a little bit. But it's implied that the people that are allowing them to use their bodies are volunteering for it, like they're aware that their body might be used, but they don't say it. And there's some like dyke chick who does doing some stuff, and it's like, well, I don't know. I don't know if the girl's body that she's possessing is a lesbian. I mean, I don't know. They don't really specify anything, but it's implied that they are that they're okay with it. From what that sounds in Wonder Woman, I'm kind of like, oh man. So I thought that. So did they spawn a body out of existence, or no? Nope. They just hijacked a guy. Like he didn't get a call from work. Hey, hey, you're fired, or his buddies didn't come in and go, bro, you're banging Wonder Woman. What? Like, dude, your girlfriend's gonna be pissed, but she's gonna be jealous too. So, shit, bro. Like that'd be kind of funny. But it sounds like no, he just has the body, and they just and that's it.
what's even weirder is, like I said, spoiler alert, you know, if you don't want to hear, cover your ears. But at the end of the movie, she runs into the guy. After you know, they all denounce their wishes. And okay, so centering a Wonder Woman movie, centering, that's what they had to do.
I know, that just sounds funny to me. I denounced my wish.
I denounced my wish. It sounds stupid. It does. That's how dumb the fucking movie is. But the whole movie centers around a monkey paw. Like,
well, you mean that like that's in that one horror movie that's like, oh, you make all these wishes, and then every time you make a wish, somebody dies or something.
It takes something from you.
Yeah, that's kind of an old monkey's paw. That's, you know, kind of a history thing where look at this great gift you get, but at what cost? What else are you gonna? Is it worth having what you want or keeping what you have?
And they made Maxwell Lord a horrible, like, he's so much better. I'm not a huge like DC Comics fan. I'm not a huge comic fan of Wonder Woman, but I read enough, and after they announced that Maxwell Lord is going to be the villain, I went back and I read some and I did my homework, and Maxwell Lord's kind of a badass, you know, in the comics, and they just like made him into this like idiot, and they never once explained why his son was inexplicably Asian. He had a Latino accent. They never explained. I was just magic. I was like, yeah. I mean, like, abracadabra. Wow, he's got an Asian son. I mean, you know, it's like that. That's that thing on Family Guy where Peter was like, my black son, living every day trying to do the best he can. You know, like it's like I was like, I can't do a Pedro accent. But it's like my Asian son. I don't know. But it was just, I was like, why the fuck did like I don't care. I mean, they never explained, they never showed like Mrs. Lord, you know.
I just assumed she was Asian.
That's kind of what I was like. I'm like, okay, so we're going with that. All right.
Yep.
You know, they're like, of all the things, they're like, we need an Asian. We need an Asian in this movie. We don't have an Asian feature.
We need to go to the Asian fields and get us an Asian, please. We need to find them.
That's basically what they did. They're like, here, make Lord's son Asian. They're like,
he need to go down to the Asian patch.
He sounds South American. Can we get a kid that? Nah, fuck it. Use the Asian. All right. Claim the monkey paw, but that was before the monkey paw. We don't
It was really weird. That was weird. It's like they didn't look hard enough.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is too good not to share.
Is that Fat Steven Seagal?
That's Fat Steven Seagal.
God. I fucking love you, bro. I love you so much. That is amazing.
Ladies, you can count on Fat Steven Seagal to give you great memes.
He's made me into Mr. Clean. You know, he's
you gotta be Kratos next, but
no, I'm cheap.
He made me into what did he do? He put me as the face of a condom box.
Let me. So wait. So you're the Lord of Protection. That's all.
Yeah.
Are you gatekeeping those?
No. What the fuck did he? Yeah, it was something like that. I don't know if I retweeted it. Let me fucking find it.
God, dude, that's freaking great.
It is.
That's me as Cheetah is the stuff that Nightmares are made of, dude. Let's be honest here. While you're searching, cheap plug. I'm at 439 subscribers. I was at 440. I went down back. I'm at 4. Somebody just subscribe and make it 440. Just do it. Just do it right now.
Everybody unsubscribe immediately so we can get it down to 430. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's it.
I say this is
430. Subscribe.
I wanted to be at 5 before the end of the year, and the reason I said is I kind of gotta cut out here. I'll stop derailing the show now. Thank you guys for having me on. I have to get ready for the dump over on Sporking News. I'm headed over there, and then at 8:30 you can catch me on my channel tonight for Going In Rogue with my co-host Tony Tone Deaf from the Clown World Review. There it is, right there, the face of the Atlantean on Durex condom. And our guest tonight, one of our guests is Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. So another member of Rogue Entertainment will be joining us. So yeah.
Nice.
That'll be fun. But thank you guys, Draven, Flip, Rook, Miss Fallon, and Atlantean. It was great talking to you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, good to have you, brother.
Around, man.
Great to have you, bro.
I will be talking to you guys soon. I'm Etep, and I'm gone till later on.
All right. All right.
Can we be sure he's not a fucking leprechaun? He rhymes way too much.
I don't know what you mean, my friend. It's okay.
Like,
we like to rhyme
if he puts on an Irish accent and talks, starts saying a wee little bit, a little more, he
it's a wee little bit over here.
It's just like I'm listening to him rhyme. It's like, is he doing that by accident or does he have that shit planned out? What the fuck?
I think he's got some of his slogans planned out, but
that was a quick thought though, Atlantean. Very quick on your toes. I like that.
No, it's just I'm thinking it's like
when I do
leprechaun, it's like
it's Steven Seagal, make that meme.
Make Leprechaun now. He's now Leprechaun. Chasing the Lucky Charms and all that. Now I can't keep an accent. I keep on going either going to Canadian or Russian randomly, or Indian. If I were to try, hey, I'm trying to do an Irish accent, my friend, and then it's like, oh, my friend goes into
my friend.
It's like, oh no, that's the wrong one.
It's a Russian leprechaun. Comrades, we get the gold. We find the rainbow. Can you imagine a leprechaun if he was Indian, like on tech support? Thank you for finding me Lucky Charms. How may I help you?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Steven Seagal says he doesn't believe in slave memery.
Oh, good lord.
Well, I'm not sure if I agree.
Take your order. Well, take your order, please. I probably shouldn't be admitting this, but I used to do that when my old. I worked at fast food a long time ago, and some of the places that I'd work, I'd have a little bit. They'd have me on the speaker, and I'm gonna fuck around. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun, and occasionally be like, I'll speak in like a really funny accent, and then I'll speak normal. Sometimes I would just fucking go. I would fucking go just, full on Indian IT tech support. I'm like, hello, may I take your order, please?
Hello, welcome to Subway. Hold your call, please.
It's like, hello. It's like, welcome to Burger. It's like, I may take your order, please. And then they just go through the order. It's like, anything else for you today?
I'd be like, hello, I cannot speak English. I only speak sign language. You'd be like, what?
What did you do?
I'm sorry, sir. Could you sign a little louder, please? My hands, I'm blind. I cannot see your hands.
I'm blind. I cannot hear you. What?
Hey, Atlantean, when they got to the window, what did you do? Continue the accent?
No, I speak normal. I'd speak in a completely different accent.
Okay.
They look at me like, what the fuck?
No, they think you sound all Jamaican, and then you're just some white dude. Like, wait a second, what? Yeah, hey, yo, man, what can I get with the fries with that burger, please? Oh, yeah, okay, cool. All right, bro. And then you come up here, hey sir, can I have here's your change? Okay, and they're like, what? Where'd that black guy go? I was the black guy the whole time. They'd be like, what?
It's like they drive up, they look at me, it's like, wait a second, it's like you sound a little weird. I'm like, this what?
Yeah,
but I wasn't using a funny accent. Hey, man, it depends on where you fucking are. If you're from California, you're gonna think anybody in New England sounds fucking funny.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. Fucking people in Massachusetts.
You don't seem to have a New England accent.
Some people in, huh?
You don't seem to have a New England. Hey, you don't seem to have a New England accent.
What do you think of as a New England accent? Are you
thinking? You gotta park the car real far.
Oh, you're thinking.
Have a yard.
Okay, one. Okay, first of all, you can't park a car in Harvard Yard. Harvard Yard is not a parking lot. Hey, that's actually true. Harvard Yard is not a parking lot. If you park your car in Harvard Yard, you're gonna get fucking towed.
That was actually an SNL. That was an SNL joke. It was like Ben Affleck couldn't act or some shit, and they're trying to have he was in some movie from some foreign guys, and he couldn't do a Boston accent, so he's like, I packed the car and have a yacht. And anyway, bro, what you doing? Like trying to like that's words he'd say in the accent. If you want
an actor to do a good Boston accent, have what's his name? Mark Wahlberg. Because Mark Wahlberg is from Boston.
Wasn't Ben Affleck from Boston too?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't care.
Yeah, he because they were in what was it?
Ben
with Robin Williams and Matt Damon.
A smart movie.
Oh,
shit. The janitor turns to be real smart or whatever.
Yeah. Reindeer Games or whatever.
No.
That was okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Movie.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Not Reindeer Games. Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew it had something to do with deer or hunting.
Oh my god!
Close enough.
Yeah, Reindeer Games is an unusual film.
It's unusual.
I enjoy it, but in the sense that it's mindless action, and I can kind of turn my head off when I watch it.
Yeah,
it's a bit like Con Air, just dumber.
Oh, I fucking love Con Air.
And Con Air is amazing, though. I mean, it's one of the few roles where it's not Nicolas Cage playing a version of himself.
Yeah.
It's like you can see him. It's like, okay, that's actually Nicolas Cage embracing this fucking character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good character acting on that one. I agree.
It's not like you have Nicolas Cage and Ghost Rider, where Nicolas Cage is basically a stunt man that becomes a superhero, or he's a magician where Nicolas Cage is playing himself if he were cosplaying as Merlin or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the tropes are going to happen in that movie. And floating behind him and his hair whipping around, you're like, okay, but you're okay with it for some reason.
And his overacting, it's like his sudden tenacity to go from normally speaking and then just shouting immediately, and then he just calmly speaks again. It's like, like the beginning in the what the fuck was it? The Sorcerer's Apprentice, the one he's talking to the kid. Is like he says the guy's name is like Dave. It's like, how do you know? He's like, I can read minds. And he pauses for a second. It's on your backpack.
Oh God!
It's just he's just suddenly shouting, and all of a sudden he's just it was just right there. It's fine.
Just kidding. What the? I was distracted for a sec. I guess I was gonna say any. Let's start wrapping up soon. Going a good 2 hours.
Great.
Yeah.
2 hours. We could go for longer than that. What are you talking about?
Oh, of course we
can. The Rock is also a good Nick Cage movie as well.
That is a good Nick Cage. But it's a Nick Cage and Sean Connery movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like double the fucking ham,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then, of course, it has Tony J, which is like triple the ham.
Mm-hmm.
Not Tony J. Tony Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Tony J was a voice actor. Tony Todd, Candyman.
Yep. Indeed.
Sorry.
That's all good. It's all good. But I guess we actually gotta start closing out though. I got some stuff we gotta do pretty soon. But real quick, I guess if we want to go around the panel, if y'all want to either shout yourselves out or something you're doing or shout something out, let's start with you, Fallon.
Oh God, you had to start with me.
I'll start with you. Okay, ma'am. Missy. No.
We'll start something.
Oh my
but
God.
I am Millennial Me, also known as Fallon. I formerly ran Fallon Reacts until I rebranded. My channel is about supporting content creators. I do 3 spotlights a week where I cover various YouTubers that, hey, you should check these people out. I've got a new video coming out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central Time Zone about the River of Truth, so y'all should definitely check that out. Check out my channel. Please subscribe. I do a bunch of content. I also have Nerd Talk, which happens every Sunday. Boomer Millennial on Saturdays. I also run the 13th Hour, which is a gaming channel more or less, but I'm delving into more storytelling these days. So y'all should check that one out too.
Heck yeah. We're going to be working on the funds to clone her so she can manage her tasks a little more easily with everything that she does. So working on that.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, might help out a bit. Who knows? And Jealous, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
I do gaming over on my channel. I just launched my Discord, which I put in the private chat. So if people want to go over there and pick a vampire clan to join, and you can post your stuff in the community on there as well, and you can also check me on my channel playing games with Fat Steven or whoever decides to pop in, and just have fun basically.
Just make sure that the games don't play with you.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome, bro. Hell yes, everybody check that out. I put the Discord link in the chat down there for anybody to check out. Now Angry at Liggity Lantian, what's going on your end?
I got nothing to push today.
All right. So anyway, no, just kidding.
Everyone comes to me. It's like you on the other streams. Like, you guys got something you want to push? I'm like, y'all know me. I don't push my own stuff.
Flip and I theorized that you're going to become something bigger than we can imagine. You're going to have superpowers at some point randomly. The abilities might vary. You might have like a lasso, or you can, I don't know, some.
Yeah. New Year's Eve, I'm going to be doing a ritual and sucking the soul out of an infant to grow some bat wings. That's what I'm doing.
That makes sense. But
You're
then
encroaching on my territory.
Oh yes.
That was next.
Exactly. But yeah, and Flipster, I know you got some new stuff coming along the way. You got some rebranding a little bit that you're doing, or refreshing, I guess, of some of the stuff. So I want to tell people what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm just doing what I always do, kind of make whatever I want, and if people like it, that's awesome. But it's UFO stuff right now, so if you're into that sort of thing, come on by and check out my videos. You'll see some really interesting and strange things. Some are easily explainable, others not so much. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I still may drop some reviews or something. I just have to feel real passionate about it, and hopefully unique. Just like all you guys, I want to stand out. So
yeah,
that's all.
I might start reviewing some toilet paper when I'm on the can. Just let you guys know the consistency and how many wipes it takes to get this round done.
And how rough and how soft it is.
Yeah, do some updates. See, how many I could guess it'll take, and y'all can guess in the chat. No, just kidding.
That's right.
But no,
the toilet paper review is going to be bigger than you can possibly imagine.
Oh,
yes.
Christ.
Thank you, Demon Flip. I appreciate it. Yes.
I'm also thinking about doing porn. So
you sound like you shrunk and became a demon, like a shrunken, like a 3 foot tall demon. That's like, I'm gonna get you.
Everything. Damn it.
Oh shit.
That's great. But yeah,
it's big, really big.
So everybody, look forward to Flip's content coming out. It's going to be kick-ass. I shall be making something pretty soon. My bigger projects will take a while, but I will be putting out some stuff at some point soon-ish. As for the FC, we're going to start shipping out those cards very soon for the backers that backed us on that. We'll be giving updates soon as well. It shouldn't take too long to get those out to people, so we're looking forward to having people receive what they got for them. So other than that, we'll also be having some streams and some content coming up on the FC channel as well. This time we actually have something figured out, so we can do something for it. We keep on saying we'll have content up and not really doing that. So we got 2021 in the bag, though.
Yeah.
I have a question though. Have the calendars gone out?
Not quite yet. Not yet. I saw some of your work on the January page. At least that'd be
okay.
Good
So the January one did go out. Okay.
Indeed. So, I guess that's it for right now. Thank you everybody in the chat for hanging out. Stephanie McKinney 90, Fat Steven Seagal, Runner. Who else was in here? There's quite a few people. I can't remember all the names at the moment. But I'm going to end the stream, and it shall